Welcome, one and all. Welcome, guys. Welcome to Rome Knows Tech, and I'm your host, Rome Wilkerson. Thank you all for stopping in here on this Tuesday afternoon. Guys, it was an amazing weekend. I had a great time. I hope that all of you did as well. So we're going to start it off right, guys, this afternoon here in the city of Houston in the hot state of Texas. For those of you who may not know who I am, my name is Rome Wilkerson. I'm a professional photographer down here in the city of Houston. I live in the hot state of Texas, but even though it's hot, I can't resist. I gotta drink coffee. A lot of it. Quite a bit. Yeah. That's pretty much an all-day thing, so I'm just saying, that's how we roll. All right, guys, so, what do we have highlighted in the carousel first? All right, so we're going to talk about a number of different pieces of tech throughout this afternoon. I'll probably be here for probably about the next hour and a half to 2 hours, just hanging out with you guys, talking about tech, answering your questions. So if you have any questions regarding any of the gear that you see down in the carousel, feel free, guys, to ask me. That's what I'm here for. All right, I got a couple of things I need to take care of. Get one of my, oops, I almost had a coffee spill. All right, let me get my other computer set up here. Yeah, there we go. Okay. All right. Let me check in, make sure everything is logged in. Looks good. Looks good. All right, guys. So if you are here right now and you would like to let's talk a little bit about the giveaways this coming month. So far, I have 3 items I think are going to be the best contenders for the giveaway, but that is subject to change at any time. I have a security camera that is going to be one of the giveaway items. What was the other thing? So this little security camera is going to definitely be one of the giveaway items. This is one of the things we're going to be giving away this coming month. Starting tomorrow is the new month, and this will be at the end of the audio. Christina, hold on. What's going on with the audio, Christina? Can you tell me? Let me check. Hold on. Let me turn that on. So is that better? Yeah, I think it was picking up the HDMI signal from the camera. So let me know if that audio is better. Yes. Okay. So let me check. I'm just going to play it back for myself here. See what the audio sounds like. I'm just going to play it back for myself here. Yep. Okay. So it sounds like it's good. So the one thing I was trying to mention before for a couple of people, when you connect multiple cameras to the YOLO boxes, one of the things you have to always check is to make sure that the cameras are also not streaming audio at the same time. And sometimes we miss that. Richard! So I got Mr. Mod in the chat. I got Richard in the chat. Christina Nietzsche's in the chat. Man, this afternoon is starting off just right. And I got some coffee. What do you guys think about my mug? What do you think about my Japanese mug? Can you see that? I'm seriously trying not to spill my coffee. So, there's that. If it was me on her account. Yep. Gotta have it. All right. So before I went live, I actually had someone reach out to me that was asking some questions about the YOLO box and setting up some different things to it. Let me see if this camera's powered up yet. Give me a second. See if this camera has enough battery power to function. Maybe not. I don't know yet. So we'll see here in a second. So one of the questions that keeps coming up regarding the YOLO box is that can you connect multiple cameras to the YOLO box. So yes, you can connect a USB camera, you can connect an HDMI camera, and with the Pro, you can connect 3 HDMI cameras and 1 USB camera as well. Now, some people, are curious if there is a workaround where, say, for instance, you could connect multiple USB cameras. And yes, in the past, that has worked, with some devices like the A10 Mini, where you use these converters. I am just personally not a big fan of those because, a lot of times they're not very reliable. I prefer, connecting an HDMI camera to the HDMI port. But, of course, it just depends on your specific situation as to what's going to work for you. Now, if you guys can see, I'm running my entire live stream from this device right here. This is the YOLObox Pro. So I do have my 3 HDMI sources connected here. I have my USB source connected here. So actually, this is my USB camera. So if I switch over, that's this Osbot that I have plugged in right here. And then, of course, like I said before, I have my 2 HDMI cameras. So this is HDMI 1 and this is HDMI 2. So I can technically connect an additional HDMI camera, so I could actually have 3 cameras running at the same time from HDMI sources, or connect a computer or something like that, however you like. Now, of course, my audio is coming in from the Rodecaster Pro, but you're not limited to that. You could use any different type of microphone, 3.5 microphone. You could use a shotgun microphone. You could use, I'm talking powered microphones. You could use the Rode Wireless Go's. You could always, obviously use the new amazing DJI wireless microphones as well. So actually, I'm planning on ordering a set of those. I think Mr. Mod mentioned too that he was getting a set of the DJI microphones. I was looking for them here on Amazon. It looks like they're kind of delayed. It's going to be I think it was like late in the month before I would receive them. So I'm going to be looking around today to see if there's any place local I could just run by and just pick up a set of them. So, yep. So again, that's what I'm here for this morning, guys. If you guys got any questions whatsoever about the YOLObox Mini, the YOLObox Pro, any of the accessories that I'm currently using, how I'm connecting the different cameras to it, feel free to ask those questions down in the chat. And yeah, that's pretty much what I'm here for this morning or this afternoon. I'm still having a problem saying this afternoon because I'm so used to going live, much earlier in the day. But yeah, I think this kind of works out for my schedule because I get to do all of my calls early. I can check my emails. I can, chat with my friends, that kind of nerdy stuff. And then, I still have time to go live here for a couple hours. Then if I have some client work, I can do that in between. Or if I'm doing some type of product videos, I can do that in between. And then I do my second live stream at 7 p.m. That's when we come through. And that's like the 3rd or 4th cup of coffee. Yeah, that's like coffee number 4, 5. But Christina's going to be live pretty soon, and I don't know why I don't see a link for Christina Nietzsche.live in my comments. You know who I'm talking to. Why don't I see that link in my comments? Yeah, that's the one. That's the one right there. Yeah. I know you're going to say it was a delay, right? Like that 8-second delay, 6-second delay. So I'm just seeing it late. That's what you're saying, right? It was there the whole time. I'm just now seeing it. Oh, okay. Yeah. We're going to roll with that. Yes, it's going to be fish tacos. Fish tacos, guys. I don't eat fish, but I just imagine the fish being chicken or something like that. So I'm going to come hang out in Christina's live at 4 p.m. That's about, right about the time I wake up from my nap. Busy, what's up? So yeah, that's about the time I wake up from my my little afternoon nap. So, I'll be like, whoop, got to go over, check out, see what Christina's making. So yeah, she'll be live today at 4 p.m. Central Standard Time. Did you guys know there's 2 time zones in Texas? A lot of people don't know that. Do you know what those 2 time zones are in Texas? Just curious. Maybe you know, maybe you don't know. All right, so let me add a couple of things here to this. I'm going to just add some real-time stuff. So I waited to add any of these effects to the live stream until I was live and you guys were here. So first thing I'm going to add my scrolling text that I actually had to edit because somehow I misspelled the word question. And luckily, Mr. Mod caught that and let me know that I somehow misspelled the word question in my chat. Thank you very much for that, Mr. Mod. Then I'm going to drop my lower third. So now you see I have my little lower third there. Tech Talk. Rome knows tech.live. Cool. And then I have another little banner I'm going to drop here on the scene. There we go. Boom. Unmute. So you guys should be able to see all of that stuff in real time. Just pop up on your screen. And I'm literally doing this stuff, guys, in real time with the YOLO box. So let me zoom in here a little bit so you guys kind of see what I'm doing here. So I have all of these presets that are either created or called up from someplace, and I can just tap on these at any time. So like say for instance, the unmute banner that I have there, I can just tap on that and turn it off or then turn it back on. Same as with any of the other things that I talked about before, as well as I can go in here and I can still add other additional things, right? So I kind of like this news layout. I don't know what you guys think about it, but I'm gonna go ahead and choose the news layout. So I'm gonna choose first, this is my primary video, source A, and then I'm going to go to source B and let that be me, and then I'm going to tap on next. Then what I'm going to do here is I'm going to add a background image. Let's find something stylish, something that kind of goes with the theme of things. Maybe this one. Yeah, let's try that one this time. All right, so now we got our little background image. Cool. I'll go ahead and just go done, and then I'm going to select that one, and boom, there you go. Rome is like a newsman, here talking about the news, telling you guys about the amazing things you can do with the YOLO box. And, this is a YOLO box right here. Or I could be talking about fish tacos. Yeah, I could be talking about fish tacos right now as well. So let me move. Oops. Is that in the shot? Yep, that's in the shot. Let me move that out of the way. All right. I'm trying to keep up with the chat. And my iPad just fell asleep again. It needs some coffee too. Everybody needs some caffeine. Let me see what we got going on down here. So, you feel like the speech was breaking up a little. Not sure if it was on my end. All right, I noticed that last night on someone else's live. I mean, really, really bad. And I couldn't figure out where it was coming from, if it was from their microphone or if it was something to do with Amazon itself. So if you guys are hearing anything weird with the audio, just let me know. I mean, I don't have anything strange going on. My audio meter looks like it's normal. It's within normal ranges. The display that I'm seeing on the Rodecaster Pro looks normal as well, so I'm not seeing anything weird there. So you guys just let me know if there's anything strange going on with audio. Yeah, because okay, busy says it's fine at the moment. Yeah, like I said, I don't know if there's an issue with Amazon today, because I noticed I was in someone's live last night and it was like every third word would cut out. And I'm like, well, that's odd, because I know they're using the same setup they use almost every day. So unless something weird is going on, with their Wi-Fi or something. Now, what I am looking at here as well, I can monitor this in real time. I can monitor the kilobits that I'm putting out per second, as well as the frame rate. So I can look here on the screen and I can see what the frame rate is. I can see if I have any drop frames or anything like that. So I'm not seeing any drop frames. I'm averaging about 32 frames per second. Now it's kind of varying, but that happens sometimes between 28 frames and 30 frames or something like that. So that's kind of where that's sitting. But that's just one of the perils of live streaming and using different devices. Now, I will admit this: I'm live streaming at 2,000 kilobits. The standard for Amazon here is actually 2,800 kilobits. So we're about 800 kilobits below where we should be, just the live stream here, just so you guys know how that's working. All right, so I'm gonna switch back over to my regular camera view if you guys want to see that. So if you want to see some of the other different types of setups that I can do with the YOLO box, just built in, no other gear required to do. So you just saw my little news layout. So I'm going to just go ahead and delete that one. And I'm going to create a new one. So I'm going to create, let's see, thinking. So let's say I wanted to let's just do a standard picture-in-picture. Everybody likes those, right? So we're going to do just a standard picture-in-picture. And I'm going to choose myself again as the for the picture-in-picture. And what's cool about this, I can put this literally anywhere and scale it as small or as large as I want it to be. So I'm just going to throw it over here in this area here. Just hit done. And then I'm going to show it to you guys in real time. So now we're just going to pop over here. So now you can see me over here, doing my little picture-in-picture over here over my blue monitor, right over the YOLO box. And then you still see all the other graphics running at the same time. But of course, like I said before, you do have the ability to bring in other lower thirds or any other type of graphics you want to. Say, for instance, we're doing a game or something and we wanted to do a scoreboard. Most of us are probably not into sports, but let's say we were, let's just use our imaginations. So I'm going to bring in the scoreboard here, and I'm just going to drop this maybe right underneath my picture-in-picture. And I'm going to give team 1 a couple of points, and I'm going to give team 2 a couple of points. And then I'm going to, yeah, that's good enough for now. So that's what we're going to roll with for now. So I'm going to go back. And let's see, you guys should be able to see that. Let me know if you can see the scoreboard. Where is it? Okay, so here's our scoreboard. And we could also set the time. I'm not setting a time, but you guys get the idea. So I'm going to go, let's see, where would this show up under? I'm trying to see which of the video feeds this will show up under. I must be doing something wrong because I don't see the scoreboard showing up here. So let me click this. There we go. So there's our scoreboard. You guys see that? So now in real time, I can, that's probably a bad place for it, but in real time, I could literally, let's go back to our picture-in-picture. So I could add, to the scoreboard in real time. So I'm going to give team 2 some additional points. And then I'm going to go down here and I'm going to go under scoreboard setup. And I could change the name. We're going to call this, let's just call it Amazon Test. Oops. Let me remove the original text. I was telling Mr. Mod that the keyboard is a little odd to type on sometimes because you're typing on this screen, and depending on the angle of the device, it can feel kind of weird sometimes when you're typing on it. But I don't have any graphics I can add, but I could add logos, for the team. So if I did have like graphics, let's just test it, just see. I'm just going to pick this one of me. And there's one. Then I'm going to go down and I'm going to pick another one for the other team. And let's say that will be that one. So you guys can see there in real time, we got 2 different logos for the teams. Of course, we could change the team names. Eric, how are you doing? Good to see you. Good to see you. So you guys kind of get the idea. This is a really cool little feature that you can easily, implement or turn off at any time if you don't want to use it. Let me see what happens if you turn it back on. So if I turn this back on, now I can move it around again. So let's say, for instance, I want to put it right here under the picture-in-picture. That's the spot I want it to be in. And then that's where you guys will see it. It'll just show up there. Now, that's probably a weird place for it to be, but, that's just where I put it. All right, so let's get rid of that. All right, let me see what else is going down here in the chat. How do I enter the monthly giveaway? All you have to do, Eric, is to be following and be here on the day of the giveaway. So whenever I'm doing the giveaway, that's usually like the end of the month. But this last month, I actually did the giveaway about a week early. But in the future, this coming month, it'll definitely be on the final weekend of the month coming up. I see Chris. Oh, look, the good now is in the house. What's up? Hello. But yeah, all you have to do is be here during the live stream, of course, here in the chat. We do require that you be at least 18 years of age, that you are also, a U.S. resident, so that if anything has to be shipped off to you, it'll be shipped here locally in the U.S. I do not ship to Hawaii. I do not ship to Puerto Rico or anything like that. So it would have to be in, U.S. standard. That's where everything would get shipped to. All right, let me see if there's any chat coming in from any of the other platforms. I am live right now, guys, on YouTube and Facebook at the same time. So I'm able to do pretty much all of that at the same time. So if I go over to my Facebook page, just going to check. Let me check here. Okay, am I live? Am I live on Facebook? Let me see. Yep, I am live on Facebook right now. So I'm going to leave myself a message. Now that should show up here under chat. And then I should be able to add this to the... See that, guys? I can just put that right there. Now I can move this. Let me see if I can edit this real quick. So I'm going to just grab this one and I'm going to move it up, maybe about there. Click done. I'm going to turn it off and then back on. And you guys see there, I said hello world to myself. So I was able to bring in my chat from Facebook, just because, I typed something in Facebook. So... And then to turn it off, I just tap one button there. So let me show you guys what that looks like here from this perspective. So right here is my Facebook chat as well as my YouTube chat. And then I can easily just tap on that again. Like I said, now I'm displaying the chat from Facebook. And then if I want to turn it off, I just tap on it again and it goes away. So yeah, pretty cool. Let me see what else is going on here. I'm hearing a bunch of little dings. Let me make sure my audio is turned off. Hold on for a second. Yep. Okay. So, yeah. So questions. Let me know what you got. Questions, guys. You got any questions whatsoever about this device, feel free to ask me and I will go on with it. So if not, we will be rolling on talking about some of the other gear that's down here in the carousel. Now, one of the items that's in the carousel is actually this device right here. So that is the next thing that's in the carousel. That is actually the cage that the YOLOBOX Pro is currently in. This is from a company called YC Onion. And let me go ahead and highlight this down in the carousel. All right, so this is $149.99 for this cage. And let me switch back over here and show you guys what you get. So this is how I received the little cage. It just basically comes in this very little eco-friendly box. Inside of the box is all of the accessories you're going to need to put the cage together, which is really handy. And for those of us that may be, assembly challenged, they actually put the instructions right in the lid of the box. Okay, so you can literally just look at the lid of the box and now you know exactly how to put this together. So that really comes in handy. So that's the YC Onion YOLOBOX Pro cage. You can find it down in the carousel. Another thing that a lot of people don't know about this device that probably won't use this, like I probably won't use it too often, is that it has built-in green screening. Now, in order for that to work, you're going to have a green screen behind you. And, of course, if you want a really good green screen, you want to properly light your green screen where it's evenly lit on both sides. I did add a green screen here to the carousel, guys. Now, this one is, I'm not going to say it's a budget green screen, but it's a very good price. It's one that you can just easily raise up and lower anytime you want to. You could almost have this thing living right behind you on, behind your desk. It is $129.99. Very good compact green screen. Now that'd be perfect like for my space here. So if I wanted to just, add my little green screen and then pop myself in like in a picture-in-picture, it would be really easy for me to do that with just putting a green screen behind me. But of course, like I said, it has to be properly lit. Now, the way that I have tested this before is just turning on the green screen feature, and anything that's green or blue in the background, you key out either one of those, right? So let's say, for instance, if I go here and I want to go to the keyer, and if I key out, let's say, for instance, blue, okay, then everything blue behind me is going to disappear. If I key out green, then everything green would disappear, okay? So you guys kind of get the idea how that works. But, you know, of course, there's no green screen behind me, so it doesn't really, it doesn't apply. You know what I'm saying? All right, guys, let's see what we got going on down here in the chat, just because you are cool. Yeah, today is the end of the month. Yes, it is. The day is the last day of the month. So there's probably going to be a ton of people on Amazon here live, try to get in that last day of the month so they can say that they were live streaming on the last day of the month. That's just the way it rolls. Now, for those of you who are interested in photo and video productions, things like that, most of you guys know what I do, you know, for a living. I'm a professional photographer. So a lot of what I do here on Amazon is just kind of a reflection of what I'm doing in the real world, right? I do photo, video editing. I'm a professional photographer. I do a lot of video productions as well. So a lot of the gear that you guys see here on my desk or here in my studio is gear that I already had, you know, from working as a professional photographer. Now, one of the most important things that you can have when you're editing photos or video is a high quality monitor. BenQ is probably one of the best monitor companies that I have found so far when it comes to high quality, color accurate monitors for video productions, for photo editing or anything like that. Usually on the weekends, you guys know I do a lot of Photoshop retouching when I have time, you know, demonstrating, you know, how to use Photoshop and things like that. The BenQ monitors, guys, are amazing. They are color accurate. They have a very good CTR, you know, so it's just everything that you'd be looking for in a professional monitor. Now, they can range in prices from, I'm not going to say it's an inexpensive monitor, but they can get really, really super, super expensive depending on which of the models you go with. And you guys can see I have a number of different models and monitors here in my studio. Currently, I'm not using all of them. I'm only using the one monitor that you guys see that's active as my program monitor right now for this live stream. So basically, the live stream footage that's coming from this device here is being sent to that back monitor, which allows me to see in real time what you guys are seeing on any of the platforms that I'm streaming to. But yeah, the BenQ monitor is amazing. Now, I'm building out a complete streaming workstation where I can take everything that I use for streaming on location, you know, set up for client work or maybe some of my own, you know, personal projects or something like that. So in most cases, that's going to be one or two, well, 2 to 3 cameras. It would be, of course, the lighting, the streaming device that I'm going to be using. So whether I'm using the YOLOBOX Pro, or if I'm only using one camera, it would be something like the YOLOBOX Mini connected to that one camera. But in most professional environments, like if I'm doing conferences or fashion shows or something like that, I'm going to be there, you know, for days at a time, you know, well, just not like, you know, sleeping in a tent or something, but usually like Fashion Week lasts for a couple of days, you know, and most conferences that I shoot last for a couple of days. So yes, of course, there's going to be access to wall power if I need it. But in some situations, wall power can be, you know, challenging depending on where they set me up and where I have to work from, right? So one of the devices that I'm a huge fan of is the Genorock solar power generators. Now, of course, if I'm inside of a conference hall, there's no way I can use solar power. But if my device is already pre-charged, I have it there as a backup. So I would have that, you know, in my workstation. So then whenever I'm ready to go, everything is running. These batteries start running low, no problem. They're all connected to that device. it's constantly topping off their batteries. So I'm just going to get a longer runtime, whether it's my streaming deck, with my cameras, my lights, or whatever it's connected to. So yeah, those really, really come in handy. Now they come in variations of configurations. Of course, it depends on what you guys are looking for. Now, solar panels are going to be, the go-to for the future. Everybody wants something that's green. They can just throw some solar panels in the backyard, on the roof, or something like that. Like around where I live, just driving around, you see solar panels on almost every home. Okay. Now, for me, working in studio or working on location, having a dependable power source is one of the most important things. Yes, all of my cameras have, batteries, and all of my other devices have batteries. Even this Ninja V, not the Ninja V, the YOLOBOX Pro here has an internal battery. So does any of these other devices. But over time, those batteries are going to run down, so you need an easy, convenient way to top them off or to continue powering things, over a long period of time. So I would definitely take a look at those solar panels. Those solar generators. Steven, what's up? Welcome to the live, Steven. So I don't know, Steven, if you've seen what I've been doing here with the YOLOBOXes. This is what we were talking about the other day in your live stream, and this is one of the devices. So this device right here is the only thing I'm currently using to live stream. I'm not using my computer. I'm not using OBS. I'm not using anything. Everything that you see here on Amazon is going through this one device right here. I have 3 HDMI cameras connected to it. I have 1 USB camera. I have the Rodecaster Pro audio going into this as well. And of course, I have it plugged in, so that it stays powered. Right now it's at 90%, which is really good. So I'm able to do all my different video angles, my overlays, everything that I'm doing for my production, Stephen, I'm literally doing from this one device right here. So that's what I was talking about the other day when I was saying that the YOLOBOX, in a lot of ways will be really amazing for a lot of people who are doing live streams on location. Like when you go out and you're talking and you're showing people some of the locations and the ruins and things like that. And of course you could use your phone, no problem. But if you had something like one of these YOLOBOX minis connected to a camera, you could literally run your full production with your overlays, with your graphics, your intro video, outro video, all that kind of cool stuff. You could do it all from this one device connected to a camera. Now, this is the mini, so you can only connect one camera to this. So that can be either an HDMI camera or a USB camera. Now the Pro and the original, you can connect multiple cameras to. So on the Pro, you can connect 3 HDMI cameras and 1 USB camera. So, that might be something you definitely want to take a look at, bro. So, yeah. All right, so today I'm going over to one of the big box stores because I need an item. And I don't know how fast I can get it from Amazon. So actually, I'm going to check on Amazon delivery to see if I can get it pretty quick. So on my GoPro. All right, so here's my GoPro Hero 10, right? So this is the GoPro Hero 10. You guys can see I have a bunch of accessories connected to it. I have microphones and lights, and it's inside of a cage. And I got this magnetic mounting system here on the back of it. So this is kind of my little running gun camera. Now, what I really wanted to do with this camera is to be able to connect it and mount it on top of the YOLOBOX and just kind of make it like a permanent camera that will always be there, that I could just turn on and have that camera coming from that perspective if I was holding the device or something like that, right? The problem is that the YOLOBOX, the GoPro, you can't connect it to one of these devices without using HDMI because it won't connect via USB. So the only way to get HDMI from out of the GoPro is to use something like the Media Mod. So I may have to just purchase a Media Mod so that I'll at least be able to use it for this specific GoPro. Now this is a GoPro Hero 10. If you guys are interested in this camera, it is $504.95 here on Amazon. That's going to come with the GoPro Hero 10 itself. You get 2 of the rechargeable batteries. You get the buckle mount and adhesive. You get a travel case. You get a complimentary SD card. I think it's 32 gigabytes for the card. That's going to be great for your photo and video productions as well. And you also get a small little USB cable that you would be able to use to transfer all of your content from the GoPro. Now, you guys already see I have this GoPro inside of a cage. Now, this is the Ulanzi Blogger cage. This is an all-metal aluminum cage, if you want to think about it from that perspective. Now, what this cage allows me to do is to connect other accessories to the GoPro, right? So I have this, see if you guys can see here, I have the GoPro branded mic adapter, and you have to have this mic adapter in order to connect a microphone to the GoPro, okay? Now, and this cage also gives me 2 freed up cold shoes. So here on one side, I have the Rode Wireless Go receiver, and on the very top here, I have the LumaCube Panel Mini Lite. And I just flipped everything over, but it's live, so that kind of stuff happens. But anyway, I have the LumaCube Panel Mini Lite here on the top, so you guys can see that as well. That's the light that's mounted here, and that's just sitting here in one of the cold shoes. Now, on the very back of this setup, I do have the snap mount magnetic mounting system. And what that allows me to do is to connect the GoPro to literally anything that's metal. It could be the side of a car, the hood, the trunk, the roof, the tank of my motorcycle, or to any of these GoPro-like mounts. So let's take a look at that real quick. All right, so check it out, guys. So here's the GoPro, okay? So now I need to actually tighten up this screw and this screw so it doesn't move around so much. Okay, so now I have this magnetic mounting system, right? So I have the snap mount that's connected to the GoPro via the Ulanzi Blogger cage. And then I have this mount, and the kit comes with, let me highlight it in the carousel for you guys. The kit comes with 2 of these mounts. You also get the snap mount, you get this snap mat. And this is just a rubber mat that's used to protect your surfaces so you don't have to worry about it getting scratched or anything like that. And then you also get a back plate and a lanyard. Let's take a look at that. So here's the back plate that comes with it. So you get this little back plate and you get this little lanyard that comes with it as well. So the way you use this is you take the lanyard, put it around your neck, and then you can place, you know, pretty much this lanyard anywhere, or this mount any place you want to underneath your garment, right? And then what you'll be able to do is to take your GoPro, and then you could mount it on yourself and do like a POV type of shot. Like if you're climbing up a mountain, or, you know, you're out, you know, doing some, you know, crazy cool stuff, this would be amazing that you could use this that way, you know? So yeah, this is pretty cool. And then all of these different items come in the kit. The kit is $69.99. Everything that you're going to need to build out something like this you're going to find it in the kit. And like I said, you get 2 of these little brackets. So you see how easy it is for me to reconnect these to the magnet. So yeah, this is a pretty cool little kit. Now, if you guys are using smartphones and you don't have an action camera yet, no problem. There's actually an accessory that's going to be perfect for you as well, and that is the snap mount phone adapter. So let me show you guys what that looks like. All right, so here we go. So here's the phone adapter. So as you guys can see there, it's all metal. Now it's got the nice little rubber matte material inside of it to protect your phone at the very top, as well as the back and the bottom. It has a cold shoe here on the top that allows you to connect maybe a microphone or a light or something like that. And then on the very front of this, you have 4 quarter 20s that allow you to connect any type of accessories that you could use that has a quarter 20 base for it. And then of course, you know, I just have this on another snap mount like so. So to use this, all you have to do is adjust it. Make sure that it's unlocked. Take your phone, okay? And then just connect your phone inside like so. Then you're just going to tighten down this little dial right here, lock it in so that you don't have to worry about your phone rotating out. And then you just adjust this however you want to. And then you can take this little mount and you can do basically the same thing I've been doing with the GoPro, right? It's almost identical in its functionality. And you can still add other accessories. You could add a microphone to it. You could add a light to it because you have the cold shoe. You have those quarter 20 mounts as well. And you could also do the same thing I was mentioning before. You could take the GoPro or you could take your phone and you connect this to anything that's metal. You could walk away from it and still get amazing quality audio into your device if you're using one of these wireless microphones or even a little shotgun microphone, just so it's facing in the right direction. It's still going to pick up better audio than, say, the camera or the phone would, you know. So it's an option. All right, let me put some of this stuff away because, you know, my desk can get really cluttered really fast. especially with the phone. Okay. All right, guys. So the next item in the carousel is this little cool, super cool camera. This is the camera right here. This camera was sent to me by Ozbot. This is their Ozbot Tiny PTZ 4K camera. Take a look at that. So now this comes, in the box, you get the camera, you get a nice little travel case, you get a USB cable, you get a power cable for this as well. This thing is amazing. I'm going to demonstrate to you some of the amazing things you can do with this cool little tiny camera, right? This camera has gesture controls. That means right now I have it connected to the YOLO box, but usually you'd have this connected to like your Mac or your PC or something like that. But I just have it connected to the YOLO box. So I'm gonna switch over to that camera angle. Okay, so now we're on that camera's angle. So let's say, for instance, I want this camera to zoom in on me. I want it to be a little bit closer. We're gonna get a little bit more, intimate in our conversation. I can just put up this little gesture like this, and then the camera just zooms in on your boy. We're still talking and chilling, talking about whatever, coffee. Yep, my coffee's still there. So, okay. All right, I need y'all to back up. Just back up. So I want you to back up. I do that. And y'all get up off me. Y'all back up. All right, so check this out. So now maybe I want to, the camera to track me because I want to walk around and show you guys something, right? So I just put up my palm like this, and it should go into tracking mode. Oops, it was already in tracking mode, so now I'm going to put it in tracking mode. Yep, just that simple. And then when I wanted to stop tracking me, I just do that. Stop tracking me. I want to zoom back in. Boom, do that. Cool. That's how it works. Just that simple, guys. Just that simple. Okay. This little camera is like having your own camera person on location with you. Now, again, like I said, I got this connected to the YOLO box. There's no way for me to install any firmware or anything like that inside of the YOLO box. It's just running off of the built-in firmware that's built into the camera. Now, of course, if you're going to use this, say with a Mac or a PC, and you can use those same gestures just like I did. Now, there is a remote. There is a remote that's available for it. It's an additional $40.99 for this remote. I think that's a good combination to get the camera and the remote, because that's going to give you the ability to, to operate the camera without having to use the gestures all the time. Say, for instance, you're trying to, I don't know, whatever it is you're creating. Maybe you're doing an instructional video, a cooking video. Maybe you're doing, some type of, building demonstration. You're building a house or you're doing a remodeling or something. You want the camera to follow you around. Let me check something. Let me check something. I think, yes, it is. The keyer is still on. Let me turn the keyer off. Because I was wondering why the blue kept going in and out back there. And it's because I left the keyer on for the screen. So I just turned it off. So the keyer is off now. So we don't have to worry about it continually keying out the background wherever it sees something blue. But that's how that works too. Okay, anyway, remote. So this remote is going to give you the ability to set up 3 destinations for the camera. It has a tracking button. It also has a pan and tilt rocker. It has a center button. And if you have multiples of these cameras, you can control it with this remote, as well as you can use the remote to zoom in and zoom out. Now, of course, I'm using gestures to do basically the same thing. So when I want the camera to zoom in, I use this gesture. When I want to zoom out, I use that gesture. When I want it to track me, I'm using this gesture or something like this. It has to be further away from your face. It can't be like this, just over here, so that the camera can see, what's going on, and then it will, act accordingly. But the remote is going to be more functional. Now, if you're just doing this right in front of your computer, you're close to your keyboard. Say, for instance, you got like a wireless keyboard like I do here. You could program the keyboard with hotkeys to do basically the same thing. So do you really need the remote? Nah, you don't really need it, but it does come in handy, okay? And like I said, the remote here is $40.99. It is listed down in the carousel. And I mean, you know, ever since I got the YOLO boxes, you know, one of the things that I started thinking about is like churches, events, things like that, where they're using a lot of different PTZ cameras. I have a number of different PTZ camera manufacturers just all of a sudden just start blowing up my email wanting to send me PTZ cameras. Well, I don't technically use them in my production, but I am interested in seeing how well they'll work with some of these devices. Now, in 99% of the cases with most traditional PTZ cameras, you're going to use some type of controller where there's a joystick and you're controlling the pan and the zoom and all that kind of stuff. So for the this little Osbot, you're pretty much getting a lot of those big pro camera features in a very small package. Okay, so like traditional camera, I have one listed down here in the carousel. Traditional PTZ cameras, they'll start at around $600 and just go up from there, just based on what, you know, type of frame rate, how far they can zoom in and that kind of stuff. So it just really depends on what it is you guys need for your productions. I think this is a cool little camera to have in your production when you're moving around. It's going to add that extra dynamic, you know, content to your video productions or your live streams, whatever it is. All right, so what's next? So I do have my personal cameras listed here in the carousel, well, at least one of them. And one of them is the Sony a7 III. Let me show you guys this camera. All right, so here we go. So here's my Sony a7 III. This is kind of like my B camera. So I use this camera to show you guys things that's on my desk. So this is the Sony a7 III. It is inside of a small rig cage. I do have the vertical grip. So the Sony a7 III body is $19.98. This is a full frame sensor camera body. Like I said, I do have the vertical grip here on this camera body as well. The vertical grip is an additional $348. And as you guys can see, I have a telephoto lens on here. Let me turn it where you guys can see it. So I do have a telephoto lens on here. This is the Sigma 24-70 2.8. Now this lens is $1,099 for this lens right here. And I don't see any specials or any deals on this lens as of yet. Now I don't really use a lot of zoom lenses. I'm more of a prime kind of guy. So when I'm shooting video or photos, I usually rely on prime lenses. Say, for instance, perfect example would be this lens, okay? This is my 135. This is one of my portrait lenses. You know, this is what I would be using if I was photographing a person, maybe doing headshots or something like that. This would be one of the lenses that I would normally try to work into the production somehow. Now, if for instance, that lens, you know, I didn't have enough room to use that lens because this is a prime, so that means there's no zoom. If I want to zoom, I got to either get closer or move further away. That, you know, you zoom with your legs for the most part, right? So my other option for portraits would be something like this 85 millimeter. Okay, so this is an 85 millimeter 1.8. This is actually the first Sony lens I ever purchased, and I still have it to this day. And this camera right here is the first Sony camera I ever purchased. Now, since then, I purchased a number of Sony bodies. You know, I have the Sony a7R II, I have the Sony a7R III, I have an A1. So I have a number of different Sony bodies. But, you know, these are the two lenses that I use the most in a lot of my photo, you know, portrait work. Even some product photography. Well, a lot of times I use a lens like this for product photography, or the 35 millimeter that's currently on this camera that's facing me. But I'm just kind of giving you guys a rundown on some of the different type of lenses I use as a working photographer. So, you know, these are my portrait lenses. This would be more like for event photography, or a 70-200 if I need to get much closer. But this one also gives me some of that focal length as well, because this is a 135. So if something's, you know, halfway across the room, this is going to be a perfect lens for that. Now, again, these lenses, I'm using them primarily for photo work. But as you see, I could, you know, adapt these to be used for video as well. So, you know, there's that. All right, what's next in the carousel? Okay, so next thing in the carousel is actually the device that I was originally using for my video switching before I started using exclusively the YOLO boxes for my productions. So let me fix this camera back where it goes. Okay, so what you guys are looking at here, this is the Ninja Cast. Okay, so this is a combination of two different devices. So this upper component here is the Ninja V with all the fingerprints on it. Is that better? Does that look better? Is that clean? Yeah, it's close enough. Okay. So anyway, as I was saying, the upper component here is the Ninja V. So this is a field recorder / monitor. You would traditionally use this to connect it to one of your cameras. You have HDMI in, you have HDMI out. You also have the ability to monitor your audio and also bring in audio to record directly into this device if you're recording in this device, right? Now, in order to turn this into a video switcher, you need the second component is what you see down here. So that is the AtomX Cast. And what that allows us to do is to connect up to 4 HDMI sources to that. So we could do 4 cameras. We can also do HDMI out and USB out. USB out is what's going to allow us to use this, say for instance, as a video switcher. Okay. So ideally this device, Amazon customer, thank you for the follow. Calendar, what's up, my man? How you doing? How you doing? You know what we're doing up in here. We're just talking about tech. I'm talking about video switchers right now. That's where we are in the carousel. So again, this is the Ninja Cast. This is what I was using for my video switching. I had all my multiple cameras plugged into this, and I was just using it, connecting it to my computer, and I was using this to stream out, switch different camera angles. You can bring your audio in directly through this device. You can just plug in your audio source, and then that is going to make it easier to sync your audio with the video that's coming in. So when the video and audio go out, you don't have to worry about there being a disconnect. There won't be a lag or a delay between, the video and the audio if you're bringing the audio directly into the device. Now, the only disadvantage to this device for what I do and what I needed it to do was it has to be connected to a computer for this to work. For me to live stream with this, this has to be connected to a computer, okay? So again, we got the two components. We got the Ninja V, we got the AtomX Cast. Combine the two, they just kind of, clip together right here. And then I can switch video sources, audio sources, but I can't go live unless it's connected to a computer, right? Now, of course, you can record directly into this. They come with these little caddies, and these caddies are pretty cool because you can go and put a SSD drive inside of this. I have a 1 terabyte. I have it listed down in the carousel if you guys want to take a look at those. And then that's what I'm using to record my media to if I'm, recording the different camera angles that I'm switching to and all that kind of stuff, right? This would be the device I would go to. Problem is, I need to be able to live stream, and sometimes I need to be able to live stream when I'm out on location. And yes, of course, I could bring a computer. I could go through all of that, just one more or a few other accessories to make this work. Or I could use something like a YOLO box. And like this is a YOLO box mini, okay? So you can see they're almost about the same size screen for the mini, right? Now, the difference between the mini and the Pro is that this one can only be connected to one camera. But let's just say, in theory, you have this already and you want to be able to stream with it. Okay, no problem. Then you get this. Then you connect this to this on your HDMI out, and then you'll be able to stream through this. Okay, that's just one setup.
I mean, there's a ton of variations of the ways you can use these devices. But I'm just saying, if you already have an ATEM Mini or you already have something like a Ninja Cast and you like the functionality of it, but you still want to be able to stream without having to have a computer necessarily, then you could go with something like the YOLOBox Pro or the YOLOBox Mini and connect that device to it. And then you still have your 4 HDMI sources in. And then if you go with the Pro, you would get another 2 HDMI sources in and a USB source in. Okay. So it just really depends on, how you're going to set everything up. So just think about it like this. So here is the Ninja Cast. Here's the YOLOBox Pro. Here is the YOLOBox Mini. So there's a variation of different ways you can combine these devices and still be able to live stream and even add in more cameras if you wanted to. Now it's going to be a little bit of a different, type of switching scenario, right? So like say for instance, if you had 2 cameras already connected to the YOLOBox Pro and then the Ninja V connected to it as a source. So your first 4 cameras, you're going to switch from here. Okay, because that's just going to show up on one source on the YOLOBox, right? But then on the YOLOBox, your other 2 additional camera sources, you would switch from this device if you needed to. And that could be like a computer coming in. That could be any other device that you would want to bring in through HDMI. So, like I said, guys, there's a lot of flexibility when it comes to these devices. So I'm a huge, huge fan of, finding solutions, finding, gear that just solves a problem or adds functionality to something that you're trying to create. So let's look at this a little bit closer again. All right, so here again, okay guys, right here again, here's the YOLOBox Pro. Like I said, I have the 2 cameras connected to it right now. And the Mini, I can do basically the same thing. Now, here's what's cool about the Mini. If you have both of these, right? You can stream from the Mini to the Pro if they're logged into the same account. So like if I turn the Mini on right now, I'm just going to turn it on. It takes a few seconds for it to come on. And then I'm going to be able to see all of the same setups that I have on the Pro on this Mini because they're connected by the same account, okay? So let's check this out. Now, I could set up a separate, event and then stream that event as long as I'm not connected to a certain platform. Then I would be able to bring in that event on this YOLOBox. So that means this YOLOBox here could be anywhere in the world live streaming connected to one camera. And then that camera source could then come into this device and I could easily stream it out to the web, no problem. Right? So think about that, like for news gathering or something like that. Or like in my case, like when we're doing like fashion weeks and stuff like that. One of my guys could be running around with this YOLOBox Mini on their camera, like one of these cameras you see right here ahead of me, and on a gimbal or on a shoulder rig or whatever it is. And they're just, streaming whatever they see. Okay. And then something cool happens. We can see it in real time down here on one of the thumbnails, and we see something cool happens. Then all we got to do is just go, okay, cool. We want to see that. We just tap on that, boom, bring in that video source. Like, oh, okay, this is what's going over there on stage 3 and blah, 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 da, 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 da. And like, oh, that was so cool. That was amazing. But it's all coming from this one device, right? Think about that. And you could have a guy just running around, a person just running around anywhere, just streaming content to this one. So yeah, that's amazing. It's amazing. So you think about, for the price range, what you're looking at, what you're going to invest, and the functionality and what you can then offer to your clients, is just amazing to me, that we're able to do this now, for just a few $1,000s. This is something that used to cost hundreds of thousands of dollars to set up. And, we're able to have this like literally right here on my desk. Everything I would need to go out and stream, a production. I could literally go out with nothing more than these 2 devices, my iPad, and maybe a wireless microphone or some other type of microphone system, and I could do a whole show. I could do a whole show, So, just saying. Think about it. All right, so I'm gonna turn this one off because it's not connected to anything. So we're gonna power that one down. Boop, boop, boop. Come on, go off. I can't hit it right. There we go. Let's turn it off. All right, so what's next? What's next? Okay, guys, so the next thing in the carousel is a few other items we want to talk about. So the next item we want to take a look at is the YC Onion motorized gimbal slider. I'm sorry. So the slider, the way I see the slider, the benefit of using a slider in your production is if you want to add some additional dynamic movement to a scene, right? So let's say I'm just sitting here and we're just talking, talking about whatever. I'm showing you guys products, blah, 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 blah. But then I have something over here that I want you to take a look at, right? So then what I could do is I could switch to that other camera scene. So I could switch over to this camera scene here. And let's just imagine this camera is just moving back and forth, right in front of the product or the location or whatever it is. And I just want to cut to it just for a second so you guys can see, oh, this is outside of the convention hall. This is outside of the wedding hall, or blah, 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 blah. And then I switch back over to this camera angle, no problem. That's one practical way of using one of these sliders. And I mean, there's a ton of other ways you can incorporate using a slider, especially if you have a gimbal as well. So if you take your gimbal and your slider and you combine those, that's going to give you even more functionality, because then you can do some kind of panning and tilting type of functions where you can control those maybe with a smartphone or something like that, or preset them up to go from one destination to another. So there's a ton of different ways you can utilize those. Another thing that I do highly recommend that you guys invest in is going to be a travel tripod. Now I have one that I'm currently using for this camera that's right here in front of me. Now on my B camera, which is the camera next to me, has the bigger professional tripod on it. But the A camera that's actually here actually has the lower budget travel tripod. And let me see, I have it listed down in the carousel. It is $65.99. What's cool about those tripods, guys, they have a lot of functionality. You can literally flip them upside down. You can take them apart. You can turn it into a monopod. You can literally use it in so many variations of different ways. It has a little mount underneath it that you can add, like a, say for instance, let me see how I can show you guys this. So if I switch to this angle, and I'm going to zoom back out. And I'm going to see, nope, not far enough. So I'm going to have to move the camera. All right, here we go. Why Facebook faster than Amazon? Calendar, I don't work for Amazon, so I have no idea why one would be faster than the other. Are you saying that the live stream is faster on Facebook than it is on Amazon? That's possible. I don't doubt that. I must have missed something here. So let me go back here and check the chat. Let me see. Did you leave any comments on Facebook? Let me see. I don't see any comments that you left, Calendar, on Facebook. And if you're asking if I'm using the OBS pop-ups that I normally use during my live stream, I only use that when I'm using Streamlabs or something like that. But anyway, back to this this little travel tripod. You guys can see it right there. I have it supporting the weight for the A camera that's facing me. So yeah, so that's, a really simple way that I use one of these I'm not going to say they're inexpensive because everything is relevant, but for the price and the quality of the tripod, it is definitely worth taking a look at, and all the features that come with it. Yeah, guys, $65.99 is an amazing price. Now, one of the lights that I do highly recommend, I have one on this B camera here. I also have another one of them on the A camera that I was just showing you guys. So if you can see the panel that's on top of that camera, that's from a company called Rolino. Now, these are LED lights. They're $61.19. So depending on what you need your lights for, you can get them either one light by themselves, or you can buy an entire kit. Now, the kit will come with 2 of the light panels. It'll come with 2 light stands. It comes with the wall plugs as well, and it also comes with a nice little travel case. So you get all of that in the kit. And I am, Colander, just in case you didn't know, I am monitoring the live stream on Facebook. I'm not monitoring on YouTube, but I'm assuming it's probably the same as what I'm seeing here on Facebook. So yeah, it does seem like It honestly seems like to me that the live stream is a little bit more snappy and faster on Facebook than what I'm seeing here on YouTube. So I don't know. I don't know why it's like that. All right, guys, so we're going to keep rolling, talk about a few more pieces of gear. So the next item in the carousel is some lights that were sent to me by LumaCube. So let's take a look at those. All right, so here's light number 1, and you guys have already seen this. This is the same light that's on top of my GoPro. This is the LumaCube Panel Mini. Now, this is a bicolor light. That means you can adjust this from 3200 to 5600 Kelvin. In the box, you get the light panel, the diffusion material, you get a ball head mount. Also get this little USB cable. On the back of the light, there is a little LCD that shows you all of your different indicators, like your light battery level, your light intensity, and the light color that you have it set at. Let's take a look at the light. All right, so here we go. So here's the light. So this is the back of the light. This is the side. All of the lights we're going to look at from this company are basically the same the way they operate. You have this single little blue button right here that turns the light on and off. You have this little rocker switch here that you can switch between, or increase or decrease whatever the function is that you're working with. And then you have a USB-C that you use to charge it. But all of the lights have the same type of mounting point. You have one here for portrait and another one for landscape. They all come with this additional diffusion material. Now, there is already diffusion material on the light panel itself. Now, these are mostly metal, all metal type of constructions. And then this additional diffusion material is what gives you that really ultra soft light for it to be such a small light panel. Because 99% of the time, I would never say, you would almost never hear me say, a light this small is going to be enough, soft enough to light someone's face. Because traditionally, the way lighting works, the larger the light source, the closer the light source, the softer the light source, okay? So here is a light that is very, very tiny. You guys can see how it is in relation to this GoPro, but because of the added additional diffusion material, it's actually able to create very soft light. Now, if you guys are watching me over on Facebook or you're watching me on YouTube, guys, come on over to Amazon. You can find me here at Amazon. You can find me at RomeKnowsTech.live. This way you can come over and see exactly what I'm talking about. You can see the carousel. You can interact with the people who are here in the chat and just come hang out with us. Drink some coffee, talk about some tech, ask your questions. That's going to be the best place for me to see them so that I can respond to them in real time. All right, guys, let's keep rolling. But again, this is the LumaCube bicolor panel mini light. It is $59.99 here on Amazon. And of course, if I didn't mention, it does come with this little buckle mount as well. All right, so here's light number 2. Now this one is our broadcast light. So this is a larger panel. It does come with the same ball head mount. It comes with this adjustable light stand. Okay. It also comes with this collapsible little tripod, so you can close this tripod like so. It is detachable, so you could take this off easily. But you see how small this folds up, that you'd be able to travel with it. Now, to get the little tripod to stay in place, there's a little ring. You just rotate it, and that's going to keep your legs from going up. And then it does come with this additional little suction cup. Now, everything regarding the accessories are all $2.20 based, so all of these different things interchange. Now, this kit is $99.99 for the kit with all the accessories that come with it. So again, if you're interested, here's a really cool little starter kit that'll be perfect for live streaming, gaming, product photography, anything like that. This would be a perfect little light to get you guys started. Yep. Okay, what's next? Jennifer Lutz in the house. What's up? What's up, Jennifer Lude? How are you tonight? Or this afternoon? I don't know why I think it's night, because almost every time I see you, it's usually on my PM live. So when I see you during the daytime, I'm like, what's really going on? Welcome to the live. All right, Jennifer, so here is the next light we're going to talk about right now. I am well, thank you, Jennifer says. Well, I'm happy to hear that. All right, Jennifer Lou, this is the next light we're going to talk about here in the carousel. This is the RGB Panel Go. Now, this light also was sent to me by LumaCube. This one actually very recently. Let's take a look at what comes in the box. So in our box, we get the light panel, we get the USB cable, and we also get a cold shoe mount for it as well. And you probably noticed right away that the LCD is a lot larger on this light panel than the others. And that's because this one actually has a ton of additional features other than the fact that you could use this as a bicolor light, right? So I'm going to turn this on by just pressing and holding the little blue button that I mentioned before. So we're going to see that light up. And then it's going to show us all of our different little settings. Hopefully the camera will focus on that. There we go. And you can see I already have this light set to purple. So we already got like purple, light showing up here on my hand. But I can easily switch. Let me see. Let me switch to a different color. So I'm going to go back to color. And then I'm going to use my hand to show you guys the different colors. So like that's more of a gold. And let's see, we get it to more of a green. There we go, green. And then maybe we can get it to a blue. So that's a blue color there. And let's see, we get to back to a purple. Yeah, so easily enough, I can just adjust the color setting to change the different colors of the light. Now we also have some scene settings as well. So if I pop over to say scene, and all I'm doing to change is just pressing this little blue button one time, and it's going to let the arrow go up and down. So now I'm just going to switch over to scenes, and you guys can see that where it says scenes, and currently it's off. So I'm going to turn it on. All right, so the first scene is, what is the first scene? Loop. So loop is just going to go through the different colors. Now this takes a little while for it to do it, but it just basically transitions through different colors. This could be cool, like if you just wanted to have like a transition of colors on a wall or something like that. That could probably be a practical application for this. I can't personally think of any I would use it for. So we're going to go to the next feature. So the next one is, what do we got here? Lightning. So you can see this would be like a lightning effect, maybe through a window or something like that. If you're doing like a horror scene or a Halloween scene or something like that, you just have like a little lightning effect going. Now you can also increase the strobe of this, but anything more than that is just going to get really, really, super fast. You don't want that. All right, so the next one is going to be fire. So imagine you're setting up a scene that looks like, you're out at a campfire, or using this as a practical light where there's some light on the background, that's supposed to be reflected off of a fire source. So that's how you would use, the light in this mode. And then the next one is going to be our siren mode. And that's going to give us our, like emergency lights, for an ambulance or something like that. You're going to have that effect coming off of this light as well. Now, again, like I said, there's other, features built into this light. Let me turn that off. And I'm going to power our light off. Cool. But yeah, this is a pretty cool little light, guys. It's compact, it's small, it's going to fit in your bag, it's going to travel well. Again, we have those dual points for contact, one underneath here, another one here on the side. And of course, we still have that additional diffusion material that I mentioned before. It's the same as for this light as well, because you can completely remove this diffusion material if you choose to. Or if you want to keep it, a very, very soft light, then just leave your diffusion material on there. So in my mind, I would be using this light as a practical light, something like a background light, a hair light, or something like that. That's how I would use this light, in one of my productions. All right, we got one more light, and that's this one. Now, this one also was sent to me by YC Onion, and this is their energy tube, okay? So this is kind of what the light looks like. So let me grab the light and show you guys what it can do. All right, so this little handle that I have on here does not come with the light. It's just a little tripod I put on here because it makes it easier for me to stand it up and to grab it. But here's the basic light tube. That's the side where the controls are. Here's the back of the light, and like you see there, it does have a, this is where you put in the rechargeable battery. So when I turn the light on, I'm going to turn it on, you should see the little LCD pops on. There we go. And as you see here, I'm going to rotate it around a little bit. You'll see what the recent color was that I had it set at, like so. I can't turn it completely toward the lens because then it's just going to wash it out because the camera's going to try to focus on it. So I'm just going to set it down here on my desk, and see if I can show you guys. So here's the light just here on the desk. I'm gonna keep it at an angle so you can kind of see the color right here in the rim. So I'm gonna grab my phone and I'm gonna show you how you can control this with just a phone. Okay, so you just download and install the app. It's a little free app. And it's going to be on iOS or Android. Okay, it's just going to just install the app. Okay, so let me find my app. So here's the little app right here. YC Onion. Tap on that. Tap on that. And I want to go back to here. So if you're starting out, it'll have just the whatever device that you have connected to the YC Onion app. Now, the only one that I currently have is this light. So I would just tap on that like so. Now, I know there is an update for this app. So let's just go ahead and do that. I'm just curious what will happen. So I'm just going to go ahead and click on the firmware update. And you saw the light turned off. So we're going to give it a few seconds to actually update. So looks like it's going pretty quickly. I don't know if you guys can see that. But yeah, it's going pretty fast doing the update. And it probably will just restart, you know, when it gets to that point. So I could probably just set this up here and just leave it there, you know, while it's doing the update. So you guys can see that. And I mean, you see how fast it's going. It's not like it's taking a really long time to do this update. It's just cutting through it. Now, I mean, it's just firmware. So, you know, it's not like you're downloading, you know, an operating system or something. So it shouldn't take that long in theory. It should be pretty easy and pretty efficient. So we're almost there. We're 61%. So we're 61%. And the clock is ticking. The clock is ticking. Somebody tell me a joke. All right. So, guys, if you are over on YouTube or on Amazon, I'm sorry, if you're on YouTube or Facebook and you're watching my live stream, come on over. I'm going to actually drop it in the comments here so you guys can find it. But it is Rome Knows Tech. All right, I just dropped it down in the comments, and I don't know why that changed, so let me fix that. All right, so I dropped it down in the comments on Facebook. So, guys, if you want to come over, it is RomeKnowsTech.live. Now, of course, if you are following me on Facebook, you probably have already seen this. So now the light has already restarted. So now I'm just going to tap on the green. And you guys should see that it turned green there. Let me move it a little bit here to the side. So I'm going to now tap on, say, the blue here. So it goes to blue, to red. Let me just hold it because it'll be easier. Now, what I do with this a lot is I'll flip through this. I'll go to, whoops, I didn't want to go out. Give it a chance to reconnect. All right, so we're going to just go in. And I should be able to swipe up. Yeah, there we go. So as you guys see, now I'm swiping up to solid colors. Of course, I can adjust, you know, the colors themselves. So I'm going to swipe up to the next color. Oops, don't want to do that. So that's my yellow. I'm going to swipe to the next color. There's the green. Swipe to the next color. There's the kind of like a teal blue. Okay. Let's see if there's another one. Yep, there's one under there. Let's swipe to that. Or we can swipe this way. You know, just go, you know, to the side, but I just closed it. But you guys get the idea. You get the idea what you can do with this light, right? So another thing that you can do with this light, which is really cool, which I think is one of its, you know, shining features, is that it is magnetic. Yep, just like that. I love me some magnets. I love me some magnets, guys. Yes, yes, yes. All right, so we're going to keep rolling. We're going to keep rolling. Let's see what's next. What is next in the carousel? I need to put some of this gear away. All right, so the next item in the carousel is actually one of my computers. So I do have both of the devices that I use for a lot of my content creation already here on the carousel. So let me pop over here. So one of the devices that I obviously use a lot for my productions, and I was using this, 100% before I started using the YOLObox to stream from. I was using this MacBook Air right here. Now this is the one that I have is the 1 terabyte with the 16 gig of RAM, which was the maximum RAM you could get at the time. It also had the 8-core GPU, 8-core CPU. This thing is a beast, guys. I literally, before I started using this device to live stream, everything you guys see here on my desk was connected to that computer and utilizing the resources from that computer in one form or another. So yeah, if you guys are thinking about upgrading to a MacBook, or you're thinking about a MacBook, whether it's the Air, the Pro, whether it's a 13-inch, 14-inch, 16-inch, whatever it is, as long as it's an M1, you're going to be happy with it. You're going to be really, really happy with these devices, guys. They're just amazing. And the newer ones that have come out are much faster than the one that I'm currently using. Now, I don't have any envy. I'm not really thinking about upgrading or anything like that. I'm very happy with what I have, but I'm just saying, they are out there. They're out there. All right. So the next item in the carousel is my 12.9-inch iPad. Now this one, I do have the Apple Pencil, and it does magnetically connect to the iPad. That's how you charge it. Now, before I got the M1 Mac, this is one of the devices I use for a lot of my photo retouching, because what I would do is I would connect it to the MacBook or this iMac over here, or one of my MacBook Pros. And then I would just drag the photo into from Photoshop onto the iPad, and I would do all of my retouching on that device as well. Now, when I'm out on location, of course, I don't have these big giant monitors that you guys see here in the studio. So what I use a lot of times is these little portable, foldable monitors. They're about the size of this iPad, but they're very simple. They're not the highest resolution. 15 to 17 inches is probably a good point where you can have one monitor on the desk and be able to monitor everything that you need to at any given time. Even connecting it to something like this where you're using it as your program out. So if you had, like, say, that monitor off to the side, and maybe you wanted to, put that monitor on the desk where the producer or someone like that, or the director or something, is using that monitor from their director view, that's going to be ideal. So the 17.3-inch portable monitor that I definitely think is going to be amazing for your productions. Yeah, it's a little pricey. It's $309, but you get what you pay for, and the quality of that monitor is superior, guys. So take a look at it. It's down there in the carousel. All right, let's see what else we got. So the next item here in the carousel is actually this one here. This is my Wacom Intuos Pro. Now this tablet I literally use, guys, on a daily basis for any type of content that I'm creating. Now this one has the 8 programmable buttons, which allow me to program, different key commands like I would normally have to use like this keyboard for. I just program those into these hotkeys, and what that allows me to do is just press one button and then create an action that's going to do multiple things at any given time. Now this multi-selection ring here, what that allows me to do is call up different tools and functions that I may need from this related to the firmware or the software of this device. Now the medium, the small, and the large all come with the same Pro Pen, and that's this Pro Pen here. Now, all of the tablets that go beyond this, they all come with the same Pro Pen as well. Now, there is an Intuos line that is not Pro. They come with a different pen. So, it's totally up to you which of the ones you guys want to take a look at. But for me, and for a lot of people who are doing graphical work, photo work, audio, video, whether you go with the small, medium, or large, the Wacom tablets have just been reliable. I've had no problems with them. They connect easily to any device. These pins are amazing. You got like 8,000 pin pressure sensitivity levels when it comes to like photo retouching or something like that. Guys, this is an amazing combination. And right now, the medium is $299.95. That's a good price. Trust me, that's a good price. All right, so we're going to kind of move over to audio now. So let me see what else we got left here. we got a few things left to go, and we may have a quick unboxing. So the next thing in the carousel, guys, is the Zoom H6. Let me show you this. So this is one of my field recorders. Okay, so what I use this device for is to connect to any of the different cameras that I'm using if I'm recording video or some type of video production, right? This device, I would connect to the camera and I would use it to bring in other microphones. So with this device, I can connect up to 4 XLR microphones. So let me show you here. So I can connect up to 4 XLR microphones and our instruments, okay? So these dual ports, I can do, 2 microphones on this side, and then I have another 2 microphones on the opposite side. On the top of the deck, I can control each one of those microphones independently. Of course, I have these buttons here that I can use to just turn on or off any of the microphones. I also have all of these normal transport buttons like your record, pause, play, things like that. This does come with a color screen. It's not a touch screen, but it is color. And then right here at the base of it is where you would find your line out. And that's what we'd use to connect this cable or a cable coming from this device into a camera so that the camera will record the same quality audio on its video that's going into this device as well. Now, these also have interchangeable microphone modules, so I can easily just attach this microphone module like so. It comes with 2. So you get this XY mic and you also get an omnidirectional mic as well. So you get both of those and you can just easily just press those 2 little buttons and interchange those. Jeffy, what's up? What up? All right, guys, so this is the Zoom H6 field recorder. Now, of course, it does have like a little small little speaker underneath it. I don't recommend trying to use that to, listen to your audio. You do have headphone jacks over here. So, headphone port here. You can plug in a set of headphones. This is where you plug in your SD card, and this is your little power switch here. And then on the opposite side, that's where you would plug in, say, for instance, your USB cable. If you're going to use this, say, for instance, as an audio interface, you could do that. And you have your menu button and also your rocker control for, going between the menus. So, yeah, this is a very, very functional little device. I've had a version of this for probably the last 8-9 years. Okay. So anytime I'm recording any type of video, guys, I'm using something like one of these field recorders. And what's cool about this is it can also be dubbed as an audio interface. So say, for instance, you want to use one of these microphones, you're going to need something like this to connect the microphone to, so that you can then connect this to your computer, Mac or PC. Okay. If you're using an XLR microphone. Now, if you're using a USB microphone, you don't need this. All right, so our next audio device is this one right here. So this is the Rodecaster Pro. All right, this is our Rodecaster Pro. And right now the Rodecaster Pro is $569 for the Gen 1. This is the Generation 1 Rodecaster Pro. Now this allows me to connect up to 4 XLR microphones to this. I can connect a USB device to this, a Bluetooth device to this, a smartphone to this. This is also where all of my sound effects are coming from. So whenever I'm playing sound effects, that's what I'm doing, just pressing one of these buttons here. Up here at the top is where I'm control all of the different sets of headphones. I can connect up to 4 sets of headphones to this as well. We also have a touch screen. Now this is a recorder, guys. So you install a mini SD card in this and you can just literally press this little record button when you're ready to start recording, and you'll be able to record your entire production directly into this device. Now I'm not using this as a recorder today. I'm just using this as an audio interface. So the audio from this device is going into the YOLO box, and then I'm able to stream the video as well as the audio out to you guys in real time on Facebook, on YouTube, on Amazon, all at the same time. Okay, so that's using a combination of the Rodecaster Pro and the YOLO box for today's live stream. So if you're curious, that's how I'm doing it. All right. So we're going to talk about a few wireless microphones as well. So there's a number of different wireless microphones that I've used over the years. Some are great, some are just okay, some are like, oh my God, give me my money back. There's that kind of scenario, right? Now, as you've seen over the last months and what have you, I am a fan of Rode. I'm no Rode fanboy, but I'm a fan of Rode products because they work. They're just reliable. You turn them on and they just work. That's just as simple as I can get it, right? Now, there are other devices out there that are in the same, category. I just kept sticking with Rode because, I had the Rode this and I had the Rode that, and then I buy the next Rode thing, and then I just kept moving, forward from there, right? Now, people always ask me, especially related to the Rode Wireless Go microphones, Rome, what are my other options? Is there anything less expensive? And I'm like, yeah, there are. The Synco G2s, they're $199. They actually come with more accessories than the Rode Wireless Go's do. They come with, lavalier mics. They come with both of the cables. So there's two different cables you need to connect the wireless microphone receivers to different devices, right? So the standard cable that you get, which is a TRS to TRS cable, that's going to be great if you're just connecting it to, say, a camera. No problem, right? But if you're going to connect this to a computer, or you're going to be connecting this, say, for instance, to a smartphone, then you're going to need a TRS to TRRS, which is, let me show you guys here. So this one has the 3 rings. And this one has the 2 rings, okay? Now this one, both of them are the 2 rings on either side. So it's 2 rings, 2 rings, 2 rings, 3 rings, okay? And then, of course, to connect it to your phone, you're still going to need some type of adapter. So since I'm using an Android phone, this is going to be a 3.5 to USB-C. And if you're using an iPhone, it would be a 3.5 to Lightning or whatever other, connector you might need. But you would need these additional cables. So with the microphones that I'm just now telling you about, they actually come with those, except the adapter, it comes with the other cables. That's all I'm saying. Now, the Rode Wireless Go 2s have some benefits as well. Of course, they have now internal memory, so they can record directly into the device. It comes with 2 microphones, just like the previous one. It also comes with a nice little travel case. It comes with the little, these little dead cats, or what do you want to call them, that just clip on. I mean, they just rotate on here. You can also use these with the Rode Connect app, which is going to give you some similar functionality to, say, something like the Rodecaster Pro. Just think about it like Rodecaster Pro Lite, because it's an app that you install on your Mac or your PC. It's going to give you the ability to control multiple microphones, as well as play some sound effects and all that kind of stuff. Just check it out. Go over there, download it after you purchase your Rode microphones. Now, whether that's the Rode NT Mini or the Rode Wireless Go, whichever one you go with, that software will be available to you. And you can just check on their site, which one is, which microphones are going to be compatible with that software. It's free. Now, all right, so here's some wireless microphones, guys, I'm very, very excited about, and that is the DJI wireless mics. Now, those come in they come with a little rechargeable case. It comes with a receiver. It comes with 2 microphones. Everybody that I know who's tested these microphones have loved them. They work so well with other devices, connecting them to cameras, to things like GoPros or smartphones or whatever it is that you're using them with. Now, they're relatively new. They've only been out for a few months, but it is DJI. So, I mean, if you know them, you know the brand, their drones, their gimbals, all the things that they create. So, usually they create things that work very well with their other products. No different than, say, for instance, Rode creates, products that works well with Rode products. Now, their kit is $329, for the kit, but you get pretty much everything you need to get started. Now, of course, like I said, I'm looking to purchase this kit. If I can find it today, if not, I'm going to just order it. But I definitely want the kit here in studio because I can use it for my client work. I think it's going to be ideal for, connecting to something like this, one of the different YOLO boxes, depending on which one I'm going out on location with. It's just going to work, Now, another microphone, obviously you guys see me talking on this microphone almost daily. If you're watching my live streams, this is the Rode Procaster. Oops. All right. So this microphone, I literally has become my daily driver. So this microphone is an XLR microphone. It's connected to the Rodecaster Pro. I'm also using the Rodecaster Pro, to provide audio interface for the YOLO box. and I'm streaming out to you guys on the multiple platforms. Okay. This microphone right now here on Amazon is $182.25. I know I paid more for this microphone when I got it, but it is a high quality microphone. It is all metal. This is just, it's just a good microphone. As simple as I can get it. It's a good microphone. Okay. Now there is a USB variant of this microphone in case you're interested. You can get the Rode Procaster. Now Rode Podcaster. That one is a USB microphone. It's almost identical in its construction as this one, except it is a USB microphone. That means you do not need an audio interface at all to connect this to your Mac or your PC or tablet or even maybe smartphone, because I have connected USB microphones to my phones before with just using the right adapter, and they just, depends on the operating system, depends on how old the phone is, but in most cases it'll work just as an external microphone. So the Rode Podcaster, you can also plug a set of headphones directly into the microphone, and you can monitor your audio through the microphone, so that way you can, you get that zero latency monitoring, so if there's any type of delay, or if you get too far. If you get too far away from the microphone, if you turn away from the microphone, you can hear it in your headphones, so to readjust or readdress something that you said, because if you didn't hear it, they didn't hear it. You know what I'm saying? All right, let's keep rolling. So the next microphone is the Rode PodMic, and that's this microphone right here. This is one of the first Rode microphones that I purchased for podcasting. Okay, so I got 4 of these. These don't require any type of shock mount because they got a built-in little yoke here that makes it easy to connect these to, say, a desktop stand or a boom arm or something like that. They're all metal. They're almost identical to the construction of the one I'm speaking on. Check it out. So I'm going to let you guys hear what this microphone sounds like as soon as I adjust the cable. So I'm going to switch over to this mic. All right, guys, what you're listening to right now is the Rode PodMic. This microphone here on Amazon is $92.69. So if you like the sound of this microphone, guys, come on through, get one, throw it in your shopping cart. Especially if you already have some type of audio interface, this is going to be an excellent microphone for you. I do see some chat going on over here. Let me see what's going on. Sorry about that, guys. My man Carlos is leaving some comments over here. Works great with the YOLO box. Yeah, he was just saying that, so I'm just going to throw that up here on the screen. He was talking about the YOLO box. I'm assuming he's talking about the YOLO box Pro, since that's what I'm streaming with right now. But these comments are coming in from Facebook. He's saying that he does have the Zoom H8. I have the Zoom H6, and I almost purchased the Zoom H8. The Zoom H8, I almost purchased that, but then I just couldn't justify getting it because I didn't really have a practical, application for it other than for like podcasting. But now I look at my current setup and some of those podcasting features I think would be ideal for this type of run and gun, setup, something like maybe the YOLOBox Mini or the YOLOBox Pro, using that as an audio interface, using some of those podcast features built into it. You can play sound effects from it as well. Pretty cool. So yeah, that might be something I'll definitely be taking a look at. And I want to thank Carlos for mentioning that, because I think that's a really, really good idea. All right, so you guys let me know what you think about the sound of this microphone. Again, this is the Rode PodMic, $92.69 here on Amazon. All right, guys, so we're back on my regular mic. Let me put this one back. Oops. All right, so we got one thing left in the carousel, and this is a product from a company called Everbot, okay? So it is actually it's tech. It is tech. But it's a mop. And it's a robot mop. But it's tech. Okay. Now, why am I excited about this robot mop? Because I got ducks. Man. And they be making a mess. And the footprints and other stuff they be leaving on the floor. I got hardwood floors. And yeah, they be making a mess sometimes. So yes, I would honestly say this is probably one of the pieces of tech I am most excited about. Yeah, I'm excited about this. I really am. So, let's take a look at what comes in the box. What comes in the box? All right, so here's our box. I don't know how I'm going to position this so you guys can see everything. I'm just going to be like taking stuff out of the box and just showing it to you. That's pretty much the easiest way to do it. So here's the box. Here's the box. You guys can see, here's the box. Now on the back of the box, it's just this little tab right here. So that's what I'm going to cut. I'm just going to cut that little tab. And I'm just going to grab my razor, wherever it may be. I'm assuming that's where it goes. Yep, that's where it goes. All right, let me cut that. All right, that's good. So I'm not going to cut my hand in the process. All right, so here's our box. And I don't know how many times I've said this, guys, and I stand by it. God darn it. I am no fan of unboxing videos. And I know that a lot of people have become very super famous on other platforms, YouTube, whatever. I'm just not that guy. I'm not that guy. All right, so here, let me show you. So here's our little box. I just pull a little tab out like that. And then I can raise this up. All right, so now, before everything goes falling out onto the floor, I'm gonna lay this flat. And try not to set off all my sound effects. All right, so let me close this razor. And before I open this box, I'm gonna move this camera back. I'm gonna change this camera angle. I'm gonna angle it down a little bit so you guys can see what's going on in the box. How about that? Let's do that. All right, I'm back. Okay, so I'm gonna try to turn this around without creating chaos. All right, so I'm gonna switch over to this camera angle. All right, so you guys should be able to see what I'm showing you here. So here's our box. So I'm gonna open the box. There we go. So it comes with this little top lid here. I'm gonna take that out. And here is our starter manual. So that's the first thing that we see in the box is this little starter manual here. Okay. And then this, I believe, yes, this is the docking station. And this docking station actually sits upright. So you actually sit this down in the docking station. Okay. So there's our docking station. It does come with a remote. So you get a remote. As you guys can see there, it does come with a remote. Okay. And remember, this is a mop. Yeah, it's a mop. It's so funny. I'm just going to put it on the desk. All right. All right, so here's our power supply for the charger. So, and then it does come with 2 batteries. So it does come with 2 of these AAA batteries. So that's going to most likely be for the remote. All right. Let's see what else we got. I think that's it. Ooh, this thing is heavy. Okay, so here is the robot, right? Here's the robot. And let's get it out. All right, so here's the robot. This is the underside of the robot, and that's the top. Okay, so this is the back here. And this little reservoir here is where you put your fluids. So you just pop that down, and then you have this little reservoir tank, and that's what you fill up with water. I'm not sure if you can add anything other than water to this. I'm going to have to do a little bit of research on that. But then this just goes back in like so. And you just pop it back down. Now, of course, you do have controls to turn it on from here. I don't want to press this button because there was this incident with another RC device that took my live stream out one time. So I'm definitely not pressing any buttons. I'm just saying. All right, what else is in the box? So you have 2 different types of pads. Okay, so you have what looks like to be soft pads, and then maybe like some deep cleaning pads. Those come with it as well. So yeah, this is a pretty cool little device. Now, of course, I'm going to be shooting some video of this downstairs. Probably not today, but I will be shooting some video of this, showing you guys what what this thing can do. All right, so let's just get everything back in the box. All right, where's the remote? So yeah. You guys let me know what you think. I mean, I obviously haven't operated it yet, but I will be setting it up because, like I said, I have ducks and they make a mess. And because they make a mess, this thing is going to become my new precious. It's going to become my new precious. There we go. Oops, I forgot to put the thing back in. Yeah, there's the thing. All right. All right, let's see if we can get this closed up. There we go. There we go. Yeah, there we go. I mean, it's Chris. It's not a my precious. Yeah, Chris. It's not a little robot, but it's a robot, and it can clean my floors when the ducks do bad things on the floor. That's all I'm saying. So. I am very excited. I'm very excited about it. Oh, yeah. I got to have it. Got to have it, bro. Got to have it. So, yeah. I'm excited. All right, guys. We have hit everything in the carousel this morning. We've gone through all the different items. Of course, we talked about the YOLO Box, the YOLO Box Pro. We talked about the YOLO Box Mini. Let me grab it so you guys can see it again. So here's the YOLO Box Mini here on the deck. We got a Rodecaster Pro here. We have a YOLO Box. We have my iPad right here. That's what I'm using to check my chat. See what you guys are talking about. What you talking about. I got my, what else is here? What's on my desk? Oh, this is the remote for the Ozbot. There's a Rode Wireless Go microphones. And I'm just trying to clean the desk up as we go. I'm just describing the stuff that's on the desk that I need to put away. And here's my other phone. All right, so this is what my desk usually looks like when I'm sitting here, looking at things and looking at the camera. So if I'm looking at the camera here, this is pretty much what I see. This is the space. This is the space. So yeah. All right, my lovelies. I'll be back here at 7 p.m. 7 p.m. tonight. So come on through, hang out. I didn't see Chris drop his link in the chat yet, but if you guys are not following The Good Now, that's one of my buddies. He is a live streamer here on Amazon, guys. This guy is amazing. He is funny. He's so interactive with the audience. I mean, he just keeps you laughing the whole day. He'll literally say things that'll make you laugh like a day later. It just cracks me up sometimes, some of the things that come out of his mouth. But yeah, he's good people. So Chris, go ahead and drop your link, bro. Drop your link down in the comments so that everyone will be able to find you. I'm sure you're going live again tonight because I'll probably be live again at 7 p.m. tonight. I don't know if I'm going to do a dual stream again. I don't know if I'm going to go live on multiple platforms tonight or not. I might. You don't know. Don't judge me. I do what I want to do. Yeah, this is my show. You can't tell me what to do. But I'm also checking here on the YOLO box and checking out some things. I'm looking at the bit rate. I'm looking at the frames per second, and there's been 0 drop frames. I have been live using the YOLO box right now for 1 hour and 47 minutes and 53, 54, 55 seconds. So I think that's a pretty good achievement. You know, I mean, I know people who've been live with this device much, much longer than I have, but I'm just telling you where I'm at it right now. So, you know, you guys are looking at my desk. Here we sit. All my different cables, all my different cameras are connected into this device, including the Rodecaster Pro. Right now on the YOLO Box Mini, I don't have anything connected to it, but this is going to be a very essential device when I'm doing like my on-location photo shoots, and I just want to take like maybe one camera to stream from, and then I could either use something like the Osbot, or I could use perhaps the GoPro. So if I do get the GoPro media mod, then I could just literally just, you know, mount a GoPro on top of this, and then we could just stream with a GoPro, and then, you know, the guys, you know, whoever's operating can just, you know, switch between the different scenes and turn on different effects and all that kind of cool stuff. But most likely I'll be taking one of my pro cameras out with me because that's usually what I take on location. But, you know, who knows? We're going to do it more than once. So it's not like it's going to be a one and done type of scenario. I have a couple of models that have already, you know, shown a lot of interest in wanting to, you know, produce some content, because for a lot of people, it's been, you know, 2020 and on, it's been really kind of dry. So they're not really producing a lot of, you know, creative content. So that's something you guys can look forward to here on my live stream. I will be doing it up, you know, here on Amazon and Facebook and YouTube and everywhere else. So come on through, guys. If you're not already following me on one of those platforms, make sure you do, so that you will stay notified every time I go live, because during the week, I go live twice a day. I go live at noon, and I go live again at 7 p.m. Now, on the weekends, usually 7 p.m., you know, Central CDT. I'm down here in Texas. So, you know, I go live usually about noon. So y'all come on through, hang out with your boy. We just be chilling, talking about tech, drinking coffee, cracking jokes, telling dad jokes, you know, hanging out with some other live streamers that pop in here and, you know, talk about crazy stuff. So, you know, we be just doing what we do. All right. I'll be back here 7 p.m. tonight. So until then, stay safe, wash your hands, wear a mask, take care of your loved ones, get out there and create something amazing each and every day. Do it. Don't do it for me. Do it for you. All right. I'll see y'all later. Peace. I'm out.